Hey, welcome to X3, One Topic 3 Pundits. I'm your host, John C. Dvorak. I'm here with Andrew Eisner and Joe Engo, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Google conference, I/O conference is right down the street. Apparently, everyone says it's dull this year. I intended to go later today or tomorrow. Have you heard anything positive?
You know, I've seen the news. You know, the problem was that they had last year they did the big announcement of Google TV, and we all know how much of a success that was. So,
can you even get one anymore?
So I think they were they erred on the side of caution this year and decided not to announce anything that could come back to haunt them. So it turns out, you know, they
announced nothing.
Pretty much, you know, it's a pretty big yawn. I mean, so they announced a music service. But gee, no deals with Universal or Sony. I mean, and so you can download music and movies off the cloud. And
this is exactly what Amazon did a couple of weeks ago,
right.
Where you know you can upload your own content up to it, and then you can view it on your Android device or your tablet.
So how sensational is that?
It's pretty boring if you ask me. I mean, this is what Dropbox already exists for, but
that, and you know, they've had a lot of problems all along trying to keep these reconcile the two versions of Android. So they've got Honeycomb optimized for tablets, and then Froyo running on smartphones. And the problem is it's very difficult to port apps to Honeycomb. So there are no apps on Android tablets. There are like 50 apps. Meanwhile, the iPad has 50,000 or 150,000 on the iPad.
Well, remember, the iPad had this exact same problem. When the iPad first came out, it was like 3.1 iOS, and you had to develop apps for that specific version. There was features that were not available in 3.0, which was on the smartphones. iOS 4 finally merged those together, and that's what they're doing now with ice cream sandwich.
So that's the big news.
Why do they call it ice cream sandwich?
Well, it's a great name. As soon as we saw
I
that
was
in the
expecting
office,
when I was going to go over there and get an ice cream sandwich for lunch.
You probably would, with a logo on it even.
Well, there's a ton of ice cream sandwiches up in the freezer, because yesterday when we saw the announcements, we were like, you know, we're suddenly really hungry for ice cream sandwiches, so we ran out and bought an entire box of them.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you what,
talk about the power of suggestion.
But what you missed out on, John, is the giveaway this year. Last year they gave away the Sprint Evo 4G, which is a pretty cool phone. Yeah. This year they're giving away the Galaxy Tab 10.
And if you don't attend, you get two.
Exactly. Well, I suspect Samsung had a few extra that they offered at a pretty good price, and because I mean, look at.
So how much do you use a tablet?
I don't use a tablet much at all, but you know,
Engo, you use a tablet more.
Yeah, mostly for gaming these days, honestly.
Were you more jacked up about it at the beginning? Think you're going to find it more useful, or have you?
It's about the same. I mean, I'm using it exactly as much as I thought I was. I mean, I don't use it every day, but I use it a couple times a week, mostly for gaming or just sitting on the couch and just kind of browsing through the web and whatnot.
Because I'm thinking about getting maybe an iPad 3 or go get one of these Samsung things.
Did you hear the rumor on the iPad 3?
No.
Glasses-free 3D.
I heard that.
Oh, speaking of 3D,
I heard that rumor. Yeah. That size, no way.
Oh, yeah, possibly.
No, it's going to be horrible if it is.
Okay. But anyway,
there was an interesting rumor about the next version of Android, though, regarding 3D, that they're going to do facial recognition from the front-facing camera. And they're going to remember the Wii trick where they took the Wiimote and put it in front and took the sensors and put it here. When you move your head, it changes the perspective of the objects. So they appear as if they're 3D. But what it's doing is it's doing facial recognition, so when you move the device or move your head, suddenly the perspective of the entire map and whatnot changes.
But
that would be pretty cool.
The iPad rumors.
I think either you get sick with the thing.
No, you're going to get sick with a 3DS. I actually went into Best Buy. I was playing around with the new Nintendo 3DS for a good 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, I started walking away, and I'm like, whoa, I'm kind of dizzy here. Like, that's kind of bad.
I have one, and I didn't think it was I have to say I haven't played for hours on the thing, but I thought it was kind of it works. There is a 3D
Don't you feel the images are really blurry, though?
Not really.
Really?
Well, I mean, they're not, sharp 2D images. They're dimensional, so I suppose maybe they are. No, I didn't think so.
But the things that's substantiating the rumors on the iPad 3 are interesting because they say that there's a flurry of activity in Hollywood to create 3D content, because Apple always likes to introduce hardware with enough supporting content. So they say that a lot of Hollywood studios are scrambling, trying to create 3D content, and there's a leak out of this Foxconn that said this 3D. So, with a high resolution display, it's actually not as far-fetched as you'd think. But anyway, you said you were going to get it. You said you considered getting an iPad 3. Now go back to that thought.
Well, I've lost the thought now because I'm more preoccupied with this 3D thing. So,
but we were talking about you getting a tablet, and you said you might get an iPad 3.
Yeah, because I figured there may be enough usefulness now that it would be something I'd want. From at the beginning, I didn't see what the usefulness was. I mean, it was everybody I know when they first got them. Oh, I only had to bring one device now. I can bring this. But no, they ended up bringing a laptop and this, and they just brought another. It's just another thing to carry around, and I think I can see where you're at the TV set and you want some pad to look something up, but generally speaking, I'm not jacked up about getting a tablet, like a lot of people seem to be.
Well, another thing that was announced during the Google I/O is the whole home automation thing that you're going to be able to start doing with Android, because they're having this whole open accessory, which work is all. Well, no, actually, it's cool stuff.
Scoble, I think, wrote it. I think is great. Or no, it's Perillo.
Oh yeah.
Chris Perillo in his Twitter thing says, "This is about time somebody did Android and home automation." Home automation.
They've been doing this for what, half a century.
Yeah, but it's so fragmented. There's so many different types out there.
Nobody cares that. I don't think that there's a few guys that think it's cool that you can turn off your upstairs bedroom light, from the family room with a push of a button.
And if this is the best thing Google can come up with, I mean, give me a break.
Well, think about it. I mean,
do you have do you have a bunch of automated stuff in your house?
No, because I read to my apartment. I can't modify anything, so I unfortunately can't have any of that. But think about it. You're sitting on the couch. You grab your iPad. You could dim the lights. You could turn up the stereo.
Get up.
Look.
Stand.
Come on, get up. I'm lazy. I'm sitting on the couch already.
Get off the couch. I'm too lazy. Give me another beer.
Get the robot to bring a beer in here.
Have a robot. Have that old Androbot, that thing that.
Well, with the home automation or the open accessory, now somebody will actually be able to build, and somebody's got to do this. Build an actual little Android, like that whole the green figure that'll actually bring you a beer from the fridge.
Yeah.
While you're sitting your lazy ass on the couch.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
It wouldn't be. You've been watching X3.